What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got the secret rares from OP-07 that we need to be having a little bit of a look at. So let's have a look at them, and let's start off having a little bit of a look at Ace. We've got a Porcus the Ace secret rare, and for what it's worth, and this isn't a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination, but most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the manga rares tend to be secret rares. At least it was in 1, 3, 5, and 6. OP-01, 3, 5, and 6. It's not all of them, but it does happen more often than not. Just putting that out there. We'll see where it goes. But for the time being, we have got an ace. It is a secret rare, and this one looks very, very nice. First of all, we've got a 10 cost 10,000 power. That is absolutely huge. And it's a yellow card, obviously. And it's a Whitebeard Pirates, which we knew we were going to be starting to mix up some Whitebeard Pirates. We've not had much in the way of yellow Whitebeard Pirates yet. But we did get the Porcus the Ace that came around in Starter Deck 9 as a yellow Whitebeard Pirate, which is kind of fun. What this one actually does is, on play, you can put the top card of your deck onto your life. And then if you have 2 or fewer life cards, this character gains Rush for the turn. That's absurdly good. That's really, 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 really very good. First of all, you're getting an extra life. You're adding a life to the top of your... Well, you're adding a card to the top of your life from your deck. That's good. Secondly, it's a random card from your deck, and we talked about this in yellow before, so you know what the deal is here. This could have a trigger. Yellow cards have trigger more often than other types, other colors. So maybe it's a Capone Beige, maybe it's a Shirahoshi, or maybe it's not. But these are yellow cards that we see just played in basically every yellow deck. So the idea here that you can essentially put a random card on top of your life and then you might have another trigger as well is awesome. And honestly, that's enough. The idea of having a 10 cost 10,000 power character that recovers a life for you, that is enough. But also, if you've got 2 or less life remaining, this character gains Rush for the turn. Now, it is 2 or less after you add 1 to the top, so essentially you have to have 0 life or 1 life, and then you add this, and you're good to go. And obviously, the combo here is with an L. This just fits with an L so absolutely beautifully, because remember, the whole point of an L is you've got that leader that when you go down to 0 life on your opponent's turn, you add a life. So obviously, with an L, you're going to be spending a lot of the game flicking around 1 life, so you play this down, and then all of a sudden, you've got a character with Rush, and you go for, an L gets you from 0 life to 1, this gets you from 1 life to 2, and then gives you a 10k with Rush. Yeah, this is awesome. And look, there's obviously competition here for this particular card. This is the same cost as the Charlotte Linlin, whereby it's a 10 cost 12k, so you get an extra 2k power. And you get to add a life from the top of your deck. And you get to trash one of your opponent's lives. So it's got an extra 2k, and your opponent loses a life as well. It doesn't have Rush, but it also only works with Big Mum Pirates, and obviously Ace can work with anyone here, like Enel. The other one we've got to think about here is, of course, Enel, because you've got your super rare from OP-05 that does have Rush to 7k 7,000 power. So sure, this costs 3 more, but it's also got 3k more in terms of power and potentially Rush. I mean, this clearly fits better in an Enel deck than other yellow decks. Obviously, this is going to be better in Enel, but this is just a big, powerful card that adds a life and can get Rush. This is clearly a phenomenal card. This is clearly ridiculous, and if this doesn't see play, it's just going to be because Enel decks go, I'd rather have the 7 cost Rusher. And Big Mum Pirate decks would rather have Charlotte Linlin. But there is so much potential here. This card looks awesome. But it's not the only secret rare we're actually getting in this set. There is another secret rare. It's a Sabo. Obviously, we're not getting a Sabo manga rare because, of course, we already got a Sabo manga rare back in OP-04. So, look, I am not saying anything ridiculous like Ace is getting a manga rare or anything like that, because Ace has also already gotten a manga rare. So this is kind of interesting. I said that more often than not, the manga rares end up being the secret rares, and that's true. 4 of the first 6 main sets. But, you know what? We've had a manga Ace, and we've had a manga Sabo, so that means it's probably going to be one of the super rares. If it's not a secret rare, it's going to be a super rare. So start taking a look at those super rares. I don't know what the manga's going to be, but I'm very confident it's not going to be one of the secret rares. They've both already had one. And what we got here is 8 cost, 9,000 power, black card obviously, and we've got on play, you may trash a card from your hand, and then you KO one of your opponent's 5 cost or lower characters, and one of their 3 cost or lower characters. This is another card which is absolutely phenomenal. And some of you are going to go, hang on a second, Wassy. This is super-powered Rob Luchi. And yeah, you know what? This is super-powered Rob Luchi. This is literally Rob Luchi, but it's better Rob Luchi. Because remember, Rob Luchi can KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less, and one with a cost of 1 or less. This is 5 cost or less and 3 cost or less. And look, we saw at the European finals and the North American finals, Sakazuki is like the best deck in the game right now. And I know Sakazuki didn't actually win North American finals, but it came second and it was the most repped deck in Top Cut. You know what I mean with this, yeah? I know Enel won, but it's clearly the best deck. Sakazuki is the best deck in the format. And that plays around a lot with Rob Luchi. Rob Luchi is one of the absolute best cards in the game. And of course, you've got that combo whereby we use Rebecca to get back a character of a cost of between 3 or 7, and then play a 3 cost or less from your hand. Now, the one you play from your hand is actually Hina here, because Rob Luchi is a 4 cost and doesn't work. But we got Hina, who reduces your opponent's cost by 4. That's the one from starter deck 6. And then Rob Luchi comes in, and you've got Sakazuki's skill, and then basically you take out a couple of characters, and it's a big swing, and it's great. Sabo can do a very similar thing here, but the cost is extremely relevant. Because one of the things that we've got with Rob Luchi is we've got the Hina, Luchi, Rebecca combo. And one of the awesome things about that is you need either Rob Luchi or Hina in hand, and then Rebecca gets the other one, plays Hina for free, you play Rob Luchi, job's a good one. You can't do that here. Like Sabo's an 8 cost. Sabo can't be recovered with Rebecca, because Rebecca gets a 3 to 7 cost, and Sabo is an 8 cost. So for that reason, yes, it is a super-powered version of Rob Luchi. No one's arguing against that, right? But it is also worth bearing in mind that it's not quite the same. It is more awkward. And there may well be players who look at this and go, I'd rather just play Rob Luchi. Like, if you've got the ways in black to lower cost, and honestly, it's black, you're probably going to have some ways to lower cost. If you've got some ways to lower cost, this is going to be brilliant, as is with Rob Luchi. You don't need Sabo here. But then, by the same token, if Rob Lucci's good when you're getting a 2 cost and a 1 cost, then clearly this getting a 5 cost and a 3 cost is going to be fantastic. And yeah, it's more expensive. And yeah, it can't be recovered with Rebecca. I understand all of this. But oh my word, this is going to be so tempting to so many people. This is a card which I think is going to see a bunch of play. And it's going to fit into basically any black deck out there. Remember, black decks love lowering cost. It's like their thing. It's like their secret skill. So then you go and add that to this as well. And it's just a little bit ridiculous, frankly. It is a little bit ridiculous. Both of these cards look really good. Both of these cards could be very impactful. I like the secret rares being super playable, and these are super playable. Although, like I've said, chances of getting either of these as a manga rare, basically 0 at this point, Because, of course, we've had them both as a manga rare already, so let's see where we come out. Right, that's what you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these cards you're excited about. Tell me which of these two cards you think looks better. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.